An ABC News magazine will continue after this from our ABC stations.
Want a good laugh? Well, apparently we all do. More than half network primetime shows this fall are comedies, 62 in all. But only one of them, the Drew Carey Show, is set in Cleveland, Ohio, with a star as unglamorous as the guy next to you at work. Chief correspondent Chris Wallace caught up with Drew Carey on the set of his show on the Warner Brothers studio lot. Chris?
Sam, we spent a couple of days backstage with Drew Carey, and what we learned is there's a lot more to him than just a few laughs. We also discovered that when you visit his freewheeling set, you're liable to become part of the action. It's the night they filmed the Drew Carey Show before a studio audience, and backstage the adrenaline is flowing freely. But the star of the show is still going over a script. You think it's time to learn the lines? Yeah. Carey must be doing something right, because in 2 years his brand of slapstick and sexual innuendo has taken a show that was almost canceled to a top 20 hit.
I always get screwed by the system. I'm the system's bitch.
He plays an everyman with shades of Jackie Gleason and trying to make his way through life. Now he's about to embark on the key third season, which usually determines whether a show becomes another Seinfeld or just another sitcom. And Drew Carey is living proof that comedy is serious business.
And cut. Good. Thank you. One more. Right now in the show, there's like one scene that isn't really working for me. Fretting about it. Last night I couldn't even fall asleep. I was thinking about it. Because I don't want to have like one scene in the show go bad.
You sweat every show?
Yeah, every line. I don't want to get caught with my pants down.
Nobody wants that, Drew.
You might think that now that he's on the fast track, Carey would be polishing his image. But he's just written one of those celebrity books called Dirty Jokes and Beer, which is pure, unpolished Drew Carey. You begin your book, first page, with a funny and absolutely filthy joke.
Very dirty, yeah. Not as dirty as some of the other jokes, but yeah, it's very dirty.
Here you are, on the brink of being a big star.
Oh, am I?
Yeah, I think
thanks.
so.
Okay.
With a hit show.
All right.
I would think you must have gotten a lot of advice. Let's tone it down. Let's play it safe.
Tons, yeah. I want people to know what I'm like. I'm not just the TV Drew. I'm another guy, and I want people to know this is the real me.
The fact is, you like dirty jokes.
Love dirty jokes.
You like strip clubs.
Love strip clubs. I used to be. It was $1 to get in and $5 to get out. Made a lot of cash.
Don't touch the troll!
Is that what your mom used to say to your dates?
In your book, you not only offer blunt language, but blunt opinions.
Right.
Talking about the workplace, you say, if you're offended by dirty jokes and normal flirting, fine. Be offended and shut up about it.
Right. Don't hurt yourself. That was the very next line.
This isn't the sex channel, it's the surgery channel.
Yeah, but if you think about it, they're still naked.
Carey is equally blunt about network censors, who he says you have to live with, like ants at a picnic. He takes a fierce delight in his battles with them over what's allowed on television. Let me see if I got this straight. Butt wipe is unacceptable.
Right.
Butt weasel is okay?
Butt weasel was acceptable. Mimi was going to call me a butt wipe, and can't say it, so we changed it to butt weasel.
And that's okay?
Yeah, although I thought butt weasel was worse.
Spend some time with Carey, though, and you discover, as is so often the case with comedians, that there's a sad edge to his humor. The jokes often come from a great deal of personal pain.
It's time for me to jump back in. Worst you could say is no. Hey, Julie.
No.
Rejection. How I missed you.
Carey grew up in this working-class section of Cleveland, the youngest of 3 brothers. His father died of a brain tumor when Drew was 8, and he barely remembers his dad. In his book, he also describes, for the first time, another early trauma. The next year, at age 9, you were sexually molested.
Yeah.
That's quite a 1-2 punch for a kid, isn't it?
Yeah, it happened one time, but it still, had an effect. It had a negative effect.
Which was?
The bad self-worth, you know, depression, a lot of shame. When you're 9 years old, you're supposed to be out playing and having fun and, you know, enjoying your life. You're not supposed to be walking ashamed of yourself and thinking, you know, that you're a bad person.
Carey will give no more details about the incident, but says he had problems with depression throughout his teen years. He made 2 half-hearted attempts at suicide, taking too many sleeping pills, once in college and once just after.
And I would be really happy, and then I would be really depressed. Just get blue, man.
And you really thought,
Every day
I don't want to wake up tomorrow. I don't want to see what tomorrow is?
Yeah, why waste the breath? It'd be better off if I was just dead. Then if I was gone, at least, I wouldn't have to feel so crummy all the time, you know, and this will show him, this will teach him for not liking me.
Somehow, out of all this, Carey found what he calls the bright side of attempted suicide.
Yeah, the bright side.
Which
yeah.
is?
Which is, you know, you quit feeling guilty about things, you learn to enjoy your life, finally, you know, not worry about what other people think of you all the time. You don't live, you know, you live your life for yourself.
Come Mark.
Cameras are turning. Stand by, please.
Well, from now on, it's no more Mr. Nice Guy. You know, from now on, I'm getting what I want. I'm not taking no for an answer.
It was comedy that turned his life around. In the Marines, he got the brush cut and big black glasses that became the Drew Carey look. And after following a friend's advice to get into stand-up, he won a Star Search contest in 1988.
I like to go to deli counters and ask them to cut me some slack.
Would you welcome Drew Carey? Drew?
Then, in 1991, an appearance on The Tonight Show proved to be the classic big break.
Yeah, I know what I look like, thanks.
It was like a religious experience. I mean, every joke I did just wham, slam. And then Johnny calls me over and gives me all these big compliments.
You're funny as hell.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
He's dabbing tears from his eyes when I sit down.
Oh, you too.
Yeah.
I'm making Johnny Carson laugh. The next day, studios, I want to do development deals.
I mean, that dramatic. One appearance on The Carson Show.
Overnight.
By the mid-90s, Carey was pitching an idea for his own TV series to ABC. He wanted the show to be what he called the anti-Seinfeld, to go against the trend on television.
Every show is like, oh, it's a New York yuppies that have minor problems. This show's about one person, dumpy white guy, lives in Cleveland.
After a slow start, the dumpy white guy has found his voice.
Is it too much to ask to put a couple extra stinking onions on a pizza?
As with any successful sitcom, one key ingredient is the cast. These actors genuinely seem to like each other, even taking field trips together during the summer break.
Drew, do you think I look like a hooker?
Of course you do.
Krista Miller plays Drew's best friend, Kate.
Drew Carey's very sexy. Very sexy.
You're not just saying this because you work on the Drew Carey show.
Yeah, I am.
This is my home.
And then there's Drew's nemesis on the show, Mimi, played by Kathy Kinney.
Would you consider joining me in sensitivity training?
Bite me, doughboy. It all came from the writers, and the things that they've written for me to say, like, you know, bite me, doughboy, or, you know, good morning, pig, and things like that. They're things that never would have occurred to me to say, and now they sort of follow me everywhere.
Demoted. Take 3, 4 cameras. Come and mark. Visitors to the set are put to work, including Cleveland's mayor, who made a guest appearance. And Carey can make a last-minute decision to add a new extra to one of his trademark musical numbers.
3, 4. 3, 4.
But to fully understand Drew Carey, you have to understand his attachment to his hometown of Cleveland, where he recruited 3,000 people this summer to help with the show's new opening. He filmed all over town and seems to keep himself and his comedy grounded by staying close to the people he grew up with.
He's a cool guy.
He's just like one of us.
You have said that as some comedians get more money, they also get less funny.
Yeah, I think that's a thing you have to guard against.
Why do they get less funny?
The basic theme of comedy is complaining. When you get money and stuff and all this power and pampering, all of your complaints get taken away. You know, what are you going to bitch about?
So, will success spoil Drew Carey?
I don't know. Maybe. I hope not.
There certainly will be plenty of opportunity for success to spoil him. If the show goes 5 years and becomes a big hit in syndicated reruns, then Carey and his good friend, executive producer Bruce Helford, each stand to make very big money.
This is probably, maybe in the life of the show, the most crucial year.
If this show takes off this year, gets into the top 10, what does it mean financially?
It means a lot of money for a lot of people, yeah.
Your voice just went up.
That's a little, yeah, I can't help that. That's my Mickey Mouse voice.
The amount of money that we're talking about here is...
mind-boggling.
It really
It's
is.
insane. Stupid money.
So how much is that?
I don't know, it's a couple, yeah, I made a few million off the book. Enough money to me is enough money. I don't need $100 million when 10 will do, you know.
Can Drew Carey remain a regular guy with $10 million? Well, for someone who had such a tough trip getting to the top, he spends a surprising amount of time talking about riding out the show, then retiring, and trying, as he says, to become unfamous.
So, another one in the can.
Yeah.
Was it good for you?
It was great, yeah.
How many more?
21
This year?
this year.
And year after year
And
after
2 more
year?
years after that, and then I'm growing my beard, heading to the desert.
Drew Carey plans to return to his roots in Cleveland. He just bought the house he grew up in for $60,000. He's renting the place to a friend and says he'll sleep in the basement when he comes to visit. We'll be right back.